Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is put your name on your paper. You might have one that says SE or JH. You only need one sheet. And put your class period number as well. What you're going to be doing today is painting this. You're practicing painting with clean edges. Okay, so what I mean by that is you're going to pick red or white for the letters. See my brush, how it's like splayed out like that? That's from people smashing and twisting. So I just put my brush in the water and I'm twirling it on the paper and twirling it in my hands a little bit. So let's see if I can get that to stay together. So I'm putting paint on just the end, and my brush is not staying. You're going to carefully paint in your letters, and then we're going to also carefully paint in the background. So I'm going over the black ink and also the white inside. So when I'm in the big area, I can work a little quicker because I'm not next to the edge. You're going to need to get more paint more often. So I'm not taking this and spreading it out over the whole thing as much as I can because I want it to be thicker. And over the black, I'm going to need to do a second coat. So when I'm up next to the edge, I've got my paint right on the edge of right on the tip of the brush, and I'm just working slowly along. I'm going to need to get more paint more often over that black. Carefully and precisely. This is how we end up with non-fuzzy looking paintings. So I went over the line a little bit there, and what I'm going to do is turn this around so that I can control my brush a little bit better. Another technique for controlling my brush is I've got my hand down on the paper, making sure you're not putting it on wet paint though. And I'm going to turn this so I can control my brush a little bit better. Oops, I went past that line a little bit there, so I'm going to try to fix that when I do the background color here in a minute. So now I'm going to do the background color, which since I did the letters in red, I'm going to use white for my background. And I just washed off my brush in the water and then wiped it on here and also wrung it out because I don't want that pink water to get into the white. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start further out from the letter because I'm going to let that dry up a little bit. You can see I've got a little bit more red still in my brush, so I'm going to wash it again and go over it. For this practice, you need to go as far out as you can, but we don't need to go quite all the way to the edge so that we get it on the table, so that's fine. Also change your water if you're going to use the same, you're going to start with white or start with red, then you can change your water when you switch colors. Okay, so I've got all of the areas done far away from the letter. Now I'm going to go carefully again, just getting my paint on the tip of the brush. I went over on that spot there and I just covered it up with a thicker glob of white. You're practicing being neat and clean with those lines. As you're working, so I just pulled some red into my white here. I'm going to put a glob of white over top so you can cover it up. You might need to wait for it to dry a little bit, so move on to another area and then go back to it. It looks like I missed some of my letter here, so I'm going to wash my brush and go back in and fix that. Then I would move on to my second letter. My second letter, I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to do the letter in white and the background in red. Here's an example of what you're not doing. This isn't going to help you in any way. So the lines, the red is totally over where the letter is. There's not a clean edge like there is on this one where the two colors meet. This white is mixed with red. It's pink now. Okay, so you're going carefully around, avoiding drips as you're going to make your to make your edges meet up cleanly. That's what you're going for, not this.